Regina Caeli,
Today we begin the fourth and the last part of our meditations for the month of May. This fourth part is entitled eloquently, My Soldier. Our Lady wants to turn us into her apostles, the author tells us. She wants to turn us into her soldiers for the conquest of the world, for the kingdom of Jesus, her Son. And the first of our meditations in this fourth part is entitled My Mission and Yours. The title says it all, so let's listen to Our Lady speaking to us. She begins, My child, listen attentively to what I am going to say and try to understand it well. I have a mystery to reveal to you, a mystery concerning both of us. At the same time that the angel Gabriel announced to me that the Son of God desired to be born of me, he announced that this Son of God, become my Son, would be called Jesus, which means Savior. And I realized that this Savior wanted to associate me in his work of redemption. I saw that by consenting to cooperate with the divine offer, I would be consenting to cooperate not only in the mystery of the Incarnation, but also in that of the redemption. I gave my consent. From that moment until the last sigh of Jesus, I worked with him in the redemption of man. Jesus was the Redeemer, and I the co-redemptrix. Now understand this well. The cooperation which I gave my Son at Nazareth and on Calvary, I must give until the end of time. Having given Jesus to the entire world on the day of the Incarnation, I must give him to every human being, in particular, throughout the ages. For the redemption is not yet fully accomplished. The grace of salvation merited for all on Calvary must still be applied to each man as he comes into this world. Such is my mission until the end of time. With Jesus I worked at the general redemption of men. With Jesus I must work at their conversion and sanctification. As you see, Our Lady says to us, God confided an apostolic mission to me. I am the Queen of Apostles because their apostolate, the apostolate of all those who work for her, who work for me, is only a limited participation in the universal apostolate first confided to me. This apostolate is a struggle. I must snatch each soul from Satan in order to lead it to Jesus and to the Father. At the moment of the tempter's triumph over our first parents, Adam and Eve, God foretold him his defeat. I will put enmities between thee and the woman, and thy posterity and her posterity. She shall crush thy head. I crushed his head already at the first moment of my Immaculate Conception, but that victory is only the first of a countless series of victories. Even to the end of time, I must crush his head. I am his irreconcilable adversary, more terrible than any army in battle array. In the struggle for souls, I already defeated him while the Church was in its infancy. Since then, I have destroyed every heresy in the entire world and have brought innumerable sinners back to the path of salvation. Now God has decreed that from century to century, my conquering action should become more and more manifest, and in these latter times, he wishes it to appear before the eyes of all with unprecedented clearness. When Satan seems to be triumphing in the world, precisely because his power is growing, God wishes me to appear more openly in order to crush his head. A tremendous victory is reserved for me. My kingdom must be established throughout the world so that the kingdom of my Son may come more fully. Such is my part in the mystery which I wish to reveal to you. And now, here is your part. Our Lady says to us, God decided to associate persons, and especially certain persons, in the execution of his works of love, and to make the success of these works depend upon the fidelity of these persons to their vocation. In order to continue on earth the mission which he had received from his Father, Jesus willed to rely upon the assistance of the apostles and their successors. In the same way, in order to carry out my mission of conquest in the world, I need auxiliaries and soldiers. You have understood this role. Following the example of your divine model, Jesus, you have given yourself entirely to me. You have consecrated to me your body and soul, your thoughts, words, and deeds. In the idea of filial love for me, you at first saw only the attitude of the child on his mother's lap, and here I am, leading you now onto a battlefield. Jesus called you to be my child of predilection, so that you too may become a savior of souls. You must either then become an apostle or renounce the honor of being my child of predilection. The faithful soul responds, O Mary, I am entirely yours, and everything I possess belongs to you. For you, and under your orders, I wish to work, fight, suffer, and die. Praised be Jesus and Mary.